Do a little Q&A together. Feel free to write your questions in the comment section or in the question box, and I will answer as many as possible in the next 10 minutes or so. So I wanted to kick off this video by talking about limiting beliefs. One of these things about personal development is it can be very annoying to hear all the personal development lingo. Limiting beliefs, narcissist, trauma response, all these different things can get quite annoying. Because therapy speak, as people, that could be another one, therapy speak, is causing us to talk a lot about something without actually being the change that we're looking to make. And so I want to talk about limiting beliefs to kick us off, by the way. So throw your questions in the comment section or in the question box. I'm just going to stay on and do questions with you guys for about 5 to 10 minutes here. I want to talk about limiting beliefs because something that we often do with limiting beliefs is we don't even realize that to us as an individual, they aren't limiting beliefs. Wherever you have limiting beliefs in your life, wherever I have limiting beliefs in my life, we don't even realize that they are limiting beliefs because to us, they are just the truth. An example might be, I will be abandoned and end up alone. Common limiting belief for people. Now, when I say that's your limiting belief and I'm working with a client, to them it doesn't feel like a limiting belief, it feels like the truth. Another might be, I'm not good enough. I mean, who doesn't have that limiting belief from time to time? It's like, I could tell you you're good enough until you're blue in the face. I could try to prove to you why you're amazing and unique and wonderful, but you're still like got that thing in the background that goes, I hear you, I know that I'm not, but I still feel that I'm not good enough, regardless of what you say. And so what people often don't realize about personal development is it's about actually transforming who you are, not just what you talk about, not just what you say, but you actually become something brand new versus just knowing it, which I think a lot of people get hooked into. So let's answer some questions. Throw your questions in the question box or in the comments. Someone says, perfect, a limiting belief right here. Someone says, I've lost complete faith in relationships. I see no hope in being worth something to someone else. Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. That's a shitty feeling to have. It's a feeling I've had. I'm sure it's a feeling a lot of people who follow my content have had. To lose complete faith in relationships and thinking, am I any worth to anybody else? Why bother? So thank you for sharing that. I really get that you've probably been hurt. You've been beat down, you've probably given yourself to somebody, trusted in something, and it didn't work out the way you intended. And now you're feeling like that's just going to be the case into the future. So why bother? And if that was the case, I would agree with you. Why bother? If all my relationships are going to have me just feeling horrible at the end of them, why bother? Well, I don't believe that's truly how you feel. I believe that you've compounded some pain. And that pain is causing you to choose particular things based off your past experiences. So one of the most important things that we do in coaching, we have 3 segments in coaching. We talk about the future. We get clear about what you want. We focus on the past, actually releasing what's keeping us from a new future. That's the part that you're on. There's stuff you're dragging around with you. That can be released. But there's almost no point in trying to convince yourself that relationships can be great until we actually release what's been going on for you. So I know deep down you're somebody who does want connection and depth and love. Otherwise you wouldn't say that, you wouldn't be here. I encourage you to apply for coaching. All of you guys. I want to answer your questions, but if you want to actually make lasting change, apply for coaching, find out the different services we offer, and get yourself that support. All right, that's my comment on what you shared. Let's do some scrolling and see what people have been asking. My girlfriend broke up with me last night. I tried my best to communicate and she didn't. If she tried to get back together with me, I wouldn't trust myself not to. What do you think the next step is? Well, this just happened last night. So you're going to be feeling very tender and raw. Now is not even the time to think about what would happen if she wanted to get back together. Don't even bother getting into that. That's brutal for all of us who've gone through a breakup or are going through a breakup, as we start to imagine, how do I do this if that situation happens? What if she does this? What if she wants to get back together? What if a million things. Your job is to feel what you're going through, to actually let yourself get connected to the sadness that you're feeling and not try to solve or fix anything. I know that's so hard because that's all you want to do. Now, this might help. You're trying to figure out the answers to these questions because that helps you avoid what you're feeling right now. It's like a distraction. It's also going to be the very thing that keeps you stuck. So, my answer to you, the next step is to feel what you're going through. Feel what this is like for you. Write it down. Don't go into what she did wrong or what you did wrong. Forget about that. Just share what the impact of her making this choice is on you. Write it down. Talk it out. Feel free to even record yourself saying it. That can be a very powerful way to release some of that pain. Is it a lady's place to love a man? I don't know what that means. Is it a lady's place to love a man? Of course. Men love, women love. Absolutely. Why am I comfortable obsessing over total strangers, but I can't love the people who deserve to be loved? I'm so down in the limerence spiral and can't seem to find love because of this. Bravo to your awareness. You clearly got a lot of self-awareness, but notice that awareness is not actually changing the behavior. This is where a lot of people are at, by the way. I think a lot of people who follow me are quite smart, quite very intelligent, self-aware people. But notice, knowing that doesn't actually make a behavioral change. Doesn't make a change in our experience, our situation, our environment. So why do you do that? Well, by obsessing over complete strangers, you're off the hook from having to be responsible for a healthy relationship. You've chosen things that you can't have, that don't have an actual real connection. And so in turn, you can't get hurt. You protect yourself from possible future pain. So you're doing that because you're a human being who's been hurt before. That's the basic answer. Now, I can tell you want to love someone who you genuinely have a connection with and you want to be loved by that person. That's going to take risk. So it's going to take looking at what you're used to doing and trying something new. It's going to take noticing your pattern. Oh, look, I'm doing that thing with this stranger and I'm suddenly blowing them up like they're the best person ever. Is that actually true? Or am I making all that up? This is where you got to take your self-awareness and go to the next level of honesty. Actually telling the truth. Yeah, I'm blowing this thing up. I'm making them seem like they're God's gift to mankind. They're not. So what is this allowing me to avoid? Well, it might take a ton of courage for you to let in that other person who isn't a stranger, that you maybe already have a connection with, but you're scared of what might happen if you let them in. You don't have to let them all the way in, even just a little bit. And of course, the thing I'm always going to tell you guys, apply for coaching. This stuff is easier when you got a coach, when you got someone on your team to guide you through it. I've got a course you can take. I've got live coaching in a group, one-on-one. I've got a team. There's tons of ways we can support you depending on the level of investment you're available for and the kind of support you're looking for. Love the question. Love your self-awareness. All right. Let's answer a couple more and then I'm going to hop off. Just so acknowledge you guys for being open to development in love and relationships. It makes a difference for you. It makes a difference for the wonderful people who get to be a part of your life. Someone says, I constantly prioritize my husband over my friends. Is this a sign of codependency? I would say it depends on the degree. Okay? My wife and my son are the most important priorities in my life. Nobody's going to beat that. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to also have friends and hobbies and connection with my extended family, all these different things. So, in my opinion, priorities are clear with your family. The question likely is coming from a place of there's things you'd probably like to do with your friends that you're saying no to, and that feels inauthentic for you. That feels like you're not being honest with yourself. So my question to you is how can you have it all? How can you continue to make your husband a priority and also have your friends be a valuable part of your life? What might that look like? Does it look like seeing your friends once a week for lunch together? Once a month for a lunch together? Does it look like organizing something together that you're actually a non-negotiable and you share this with your husband? This is a priority. I love you and you're a priority, absolutely. And I want us to be connected to more than just each other. I bet you that you being more connected to your friends would even complement your relationship with your husband. And I might even continue to get curious about maybe he wants to do the same thing. Maybe he's doing the same thing. So I'm of the mentality of engaging with the question of how can we have it all? You know, I want to have a great career, make a great living, and be healthy. And have a balanced family life. Okay, how do I have that? Let's create that. Let's construct it. It's one of the first things I do in my coaching program. Let's create the designed future that you want as if there were no limitations. And then we're going to map it out later. But most of us don't let ourselves engage with how to have it all because we're already assuming all the ways it's not going to work out. Now, if we could just take that off your plate and let our creativity flow, we're going to have a new ability to solve those challenges. We're actually going to look at a new way around that corner. But first, we're going to let ourselves be creative and create without limitation. These are muscles and skills that you can actually develop. All right, let me just answer one more, because speaking of priorities, my wife and baby are waiting for me. So, oh my God, what just happened? What is this weird thing? Oh, that was weird. My bad. After 6 months of a relationship, what's a good frequency to see each other? I'll never be the coach that tells you rules of dating. Rules of love, rules of marriage, rules of being a parent, okay? It's up to you. All this stuff is created. Some people will be happy seeing each other once a week. Some people will be happy seeing each other every single day. You get to decide. So my assertion is that you're asking this question because you already have an answer, but you're scared to acknowledge it. You're scared to actually own it because you might seem needy, or maybe you're even concerned about what their answer is. So you're trying to test to see what is like the right thing. So my question is right back to you. What would feel good to you? If the relationship is progressing in a way that is in alignment with you, how often would you like to see each other? What would feel appropriate for you? And to me, the most important thing about relationships is less about frequency and more about quality. You know, if I saw my wife every day, but we weren't present with each other and we were distracted and we were stressed, I mean, I would rather see her once a week for 2 hours where we're completely focused on each other and present and grateful. That value is much greater than the frequency. So it might be a quality thing to check in there as well. All right, guys, just a quick one today in terms of Alive. Reminder, I have a course that you can do on your own. If you're intimidated by coaching, you can take the course that I use in all my one-on-one and group coaching. It has over 55 videos guiding you through these steps of working on your future, your past, and your present. It has 9 workbooks that take you through all the key exercises I use to help people discover their blind spots and create brand new relationships, not even to others, but more importantly to themselves. So whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're looking or not, this is for the people who want to transform their relationship to themselves, develop a new kind of confidence and security in themselves, break through limitations of the quality of life that they want. So you can do that in the course. You can do it one-on-one with me or Coach Roy, and you can even do it in the group setting. I've got a new group starting in September. If you're curious about any of those, you want to know more details, you want to see if it's a fit, apply for a discovery call, and you get to talk to my team, and they'll walk you through all of it, and we can see if we're a match together. So thank you guys so much for being open to relationship development. Thank you for being the kind of people that want to make a difference for yourself and for the people in your life. You matter. This matters. This is vulnerable, scary stuff, and it really makes a difference. So thank you so much for who you're being in your relationships. Talk to you soon.